Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to the Adventure Incorporated podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Anthony Reed. This is episode 260. It is the final episode of the Shadowfall story arc, and indeed, the finale of our first campaign featuring the Many Pennies as we find out the ultimate resolution of these characters. I've been good. I've eaten my vegetables. I've left you largely alone from the sentimental ramblings of a dungeon master who has just completed a 5-year story arc. Now it's too late. Now this is my last chance to talk about this group and this story and this game and what it's meant to me and what all of you have meant to me. And so you're stuck with me. And as if this episode were not long enough, now you get me as a little extra bonus here right off the top. And I will say that truly, from my heart, this has been an amazing experience to be a part of. It has been a creative outlet. It has been an opportunity to interact with people who I could have easily lost touch with, but instead got to spend so many recording sessions, telling a story together, spending time together, thinking about this show together. And I got to meet so many amazing people who were just drawn to this show. So much of this show for us has become the community that sprung up around it. And we appreciate all of you. We love that you care about this show and that you care about us and the story that we're telling. And, you know, it has fundamentally been the most ambitious storytelling experience I've ever been a part of. And the largest and longest, the most successfully, whole story. And I'm so incredibly proud of the nearly 2 weeks of audio that makes up this first campaign. It has truly been an honor of mine to be a part of it. It is maybe the thing that I've created apart from 2 tiny humans that I am most proud of. And so I, again, just want to give a huge thank you to everybody who came on this journey with us. I mean, if you're sitting here listening to this now, that's you. I'm talking directly to you. I'm so grateful for you being a part of what we tried to put together here and seeing our vision and, trying to understand this story that we have built. And I want to give an extra special thank you to our patrons. Patreon.com/AdventureInc. They really showed that they believed in this show, like in a monetary way. They felt like they got enough value out of this show that they were willing to give us money. Like, they didn't have to give us, right? The show has always been free. And so to you, patrons, I thank you for having the faith in this show, to back it, to support it with your hard-earned dollars. And I know not everyone can, and I know a lot of people who can't. They also feel very passionately about the show, and I'm so grateful to everyone. But to those who supported, I'm really hoping that we can show you in the next campaign to come just where that money is going and how the cool stuff we've been able to do. I'm very thrilled to show some of the cool stuff we're working on, but that is not today. Today is the now. Today is this finale. Today is the Many Pennies attempting to complete their ritual and to face off against the forces of shadow and whatever may come. And as soon as that is complete, we're going to take a short break. Next week, you will, right here on the feed, you're going to get the Q&A that we're doing this Thursday night on twitch.tv/SRSBIZ_network, 8 p.m. Eastern. But we're going to put the Q&A up here next week, and that'll I'm very excited about that. There's also a link in the show notes to the questionnaire if you want to add some of your own questions to be read at the Q&A and answered. And then the week after that, we are going to be, there's going to be some content up here, maybe a little teaser prepping for the next campaign. But the second campaign will not begin until April 19th. Monday, April 19th. It'll go up the same time as always, and we'll be right back into the flow of things, but we're going to take a couple of weeks to make sure we've got everything put together. Now, that does not mean you're not going to hear from us. If you are following us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Discord, you will be hearing from us because we've got all kinds of really, really fun pieces of the world. We're going to, I've got the world guide written up that we're going to slowly reveal parts of. We've got characters and histories and a ton of information to come out to feed your appetite leading into this new world, this brave new world. So I'm thrilled about that. I cannot wait to share what we're doing. And I can't wait, honestly, for you to hear this. This finale is something special, I think, and I hope you agree. And if you do, come and hit us up, because we're going to really want to talk to people. We're going to want to hear people's opinions about this episode. It's been so long. It's time. It's time we just go and we hear this finale, and then you will also believe in the power of love, I guess. That's not really the moral of this story, but now it is for this intro, and so we're going with it. Thank you, everyone who's on this journey with us. I love you all so much. You are, you're the sun and the stars, and the moon and night, and I can't wait for more. There's more to come, and I'm so thrilled. Let's get started. Nobles and farmers, knights and scoundrels, gather round to hear a tale of excitement and mystery. Brave adventurers facing grave dangers. Keth the monk.
A lighter subject, how's the whole corruption of the Iora Church going?
On a lighter subject?
Yeah.
Jebeddo the rogue.
We're basically family. So do you want to admit to your family that all you want to do is learn how to read so that you can read pornos?
Jennuvera the sorcerer.
Oh my god, guys, it worked! The plan worked!
High five!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god! We should have a plan more often!
Asher the druid barbarian.
With my nipples? Why are my nipples not convincing?
Prepare yourselves, for this is the tale of Adventure Incorporated. Let's get started.
Oh shit.
I should have known it would be you I would seek again.
Oh man.
His little face tentacles waggle in your direction.
Oh, don't do that.
You have lost your tasty smell you had.
Oh, you probably don't want to immediately consume my soul if Asher dies then, so that deal's over?
I would still take it, but I am willing to renegotiate if you have something better for me. But I do not believe that is why you have called me here.
Yep.
How do you like consuming dead bodies? I mean, souls. Sorry.
It's like, oh, Mr. Earthworm, how are you tonight?
Yeah.
I find the arrangement of consuming the souls of this world pleasurable.
That's good to hear. See, we have a situation where if we don't get the planes of magic, to agree to help us bind Shadow, there won't be any souls left for you to consume. That's why we've called you here.
Indeed, I have felt the shifts in magic. As to the needs of your request, to bind the arcane to a new plane, to build your containment, I would be willing to grant some of this power, to shift the powers of the arcane in this way, as I am the last of my kind. That decision falls on me now. To do so requires you to make some decisions. This ritual is bound amongst the four of you, and so it would be essential that the four of you bind yourselves each to one of the schools. The other four I will use to create this binding a field. So, whatever you do not pick to hold on to power this part of the ritual, those are the magics that will populate this prison.
The ones we don't choose will populate the prison?
And the ones you do choose will aid you in the ritual part to push this.
Did you say age? Like real age?
Aid.
Oh.
Yeah, you wish.
Well, no, I was just thinking, like... Oh, sorry, go on.
We get it, you're young. Quit rubbing it in our faces.
Each of you will pick one of the magics to bind to, and you may keep the piece of that magic here in this world. The other four I'll be taking with me.
And we won't get to use those ever again?
There are trace amounts here. Small bits of magic still to use, but when they are gone, they are gone.
Oh no. Oh.
Well, we should also think about what axis, if the magic populates the containment prison, what magics do we want him to not have any sort of access to?
There is one more stipulation to all of this.
Of course there
As
is.
I am setting the terms of this agreement, and my connection to power comes through that necromancy pendant, that is one of the ones you must choose to keep.
Yeah.
That's
good.
fine.
Good.
All right.
Can you give us a minute to talk about it?
Indeed.
All right. I think we should probably definitely not let conjuration be in the prison, because that is the magic of teleporting. That seems like one to not let that be in there.
But
I don't...
Or do you think it won't matter?
I hear... Shadow doesn't use magic. Like, Shadow magic corrupts and overwrites everything to Shadow. It's not like... I've never seen a Shadow monster do anything but Shadow stuff, right? Like...
Sure.
It's never cast a fireball or, like, moved or... You know what I mean?
But it has mimicked them in a shadowy way. Like, when we were attacking when Gorm made the deal and we launched fireballs at it, it like absorbed it and launched it back in like a shadowy form.
Yeah, it just turned the energy into shadow and then hit us with a...
But the use of the spell and the ideas and the things it could do were still sort of in the same vein. Maybe I'm overthinking it. It would just be like, I do a conjuration spell, but the spell's energy is shadow. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. I'm just not wanting to screw it up. Plus, I'll probably bind a necromancy anyways, because it probably makes the most sense.
Does anybody else feel a certain affinity to a particular school?
I would love to keep evocation and enchantment, mostly because that's like what I'm best at. Like if we're talking about like what will be most useful for us in defeating the Avatar in the next hour, those are the two that will be most helpful for me to contribute anything of note to this team. Now, that's not a long-term
There, I
thought
know
process.
I am not supposed to be listening, but you are all talking very loud.
Hey.
There is enough latent magic here to last the night for certain. If I took evocation or enchantment, you would still cast your spells tonight. You would maybe cast your spells tomorrow and for weeks to come. But it will run out.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's talk long term, I guess, then.
Okay.
Man, I would have said... Well, that would have changed my vote for necromancy, I think. But we don't get a
We don't get a
say
choice.
in that one.
I think the thing we might focus on more is what abilities from these items will benefit us most in the fight.
Oh, true.
Like, we don't need the Mask of Illusion or the Conjuration Stone. It's sweet, don't get me wrong. I love not walking places. But, like, we don't need that tonight.
Sure.
I also think that... I know, Gebetto, this might be an offense more to you, but, like, illusion in general...
Rude. I don't even want to hear it. Rude. Rude. Rude, rude, rude.
Okay.
But that's a
Go on.
That's a good. those are good points then.
I mean, keep going, Jen. Just, rude.
I think she was just going to shit
Yeah.
all over illusion more, Gebetto. I don't know if that is... Do we need to know that?
Let's hear her out. Maybe
Okay, great.
at the end of it, she'll redeem herself.
Oh, I won't. I'm gonna leave that on the table. I just don't see much value in illusion magic.
We can tell.
I think you said that already.
Yeah, I know. That's anyway. So toss it.
I think we should get rid of illusion because it's terrible. Is that what you're saying?
I think that's what she said.
Okay, great.
And then
That's not what I said, but it's what I meant.
okay.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Completely
You
useless.
guys.
I said don't take offense to this.
Remember that one time?
Anytime you have to say don't take offense to it before you say it, it's probably offensive.
It's not a
You-
personal
No.
attack on you.
She said, "Don't
Fails.
take offense." So it's not. That's how that works, Gebetto.
Gebetto, do you have a strong case for keeping illusion magic in this world?
I mean, it's. Do you like fun?
Me personally?
Sorry, let me rephrase. Do the greater races in general enjoy a good time?
Probably, but is there good time more important than other schools of magic?
That's a great question.
Okay.
I think yes.
Okay.
I think what's the point of living without a great time?
I feel like when she said, don't be offended, and then you were offended, that was on you.
I like this guy.
Hey, bub. Mind your fucking business.
Oh.
Okay.
Ow, that hurt. Roll for damage.
Hey, Asher. On the rare occasion when you use your spells to make us feel better, what do you feel? Where do you feel that magic?
Evocation, weirdly enough. I always thought it would be necromancy, but it's not.
I thought it might be conjuration based on a chart I read once.
Well, I
This is
can't
why-
read, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is why you can't trust folks who like go by their gut. You know, oh, you should ask your husband. I guarantee he knows.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool. Husband sounds. It sounds really cool to say that.
But my big heal spells are all evocation.
Okay.
And then
So we
necromancy
should probably
can
keep
heal too.
evocation. Right? Gebeddo?
Sorry, what?
Evocation.
Oh, I don't care. It's useless.
Okay.
I can think of very few spells that come out of evocation that matter.
I can think of
Okay.
I-
That feels like a personal attack, and you didn't tell me to not be offended. So I am
yeah.
taking that as an invitation to feel offended.
Jennifer has
Oh,
a
I
point.
didn't-
You did not tell her that she can't get offended. She can get offended.
I didn't. You're right. I just didn't know she was a spell.
It's
The
the.
subject of the sentence was spell.
Well,
So
it
it's
was-
like
it's
if you
really
identify
cool. It
as a
was
spell,
really-
that's
Is
fine.
this
I'm
the
sorry.
fight we want to
I
have at
apologize.
the end of the world? Is this the fight we want to have at the end of the world? I just
Yes.
Which magic is best? I mean, we haven't had it, and we've been together 5 years. It seems crazy that we haven't brought this up. Actually,
So
Honestly,
evocation is on the.
I'm sorry if I offended you, but please.
Gebeddo puts his hand on my swishy
I mean the
and
best
just narrows his eyes.
the best school of magic is transmutation, and that cat is out of the bag. So at least they were the best spells that I could do.
Mind Flayer, if we decided to keep transmutation, would it be just the amount that's in here now, or would we have full access to transmutation again?
I cannot give you access to places you have cut off from the ley line.
Okay, bye. Transmutation is on the toss pile. Sorry, Asher.
I can't use it. I haven't been able to use it for about a year, so which is
Okay.
sad because I got more powerful and got a lot of cool things that I've never been able to do. It's been great.
All right.
I love that.
Time runs
I'll give up.
thin.
Oh my God! Stop it. I'll give up illusion if we can keep enchantment.
Oh,
That seems
I think
like,
we should definitely keep enchantment. That was on my original list.
That seems like Jennifer
Deal.
just got everything she wanted.
Enchantment,
I will take.
evocation. Okay. So we need to keep one more and toss one more. Do we say we're getting rid of conjuration? We don't. Gebeddo, you said that, right?
I said the item doesn't help us. I think abjuration as an item helps us better than conjuration does. But I don't care about either magic. I don't have a strong feeling.
And I haven't really
Okay, so-
used abjuration a lot because it's just not really. I don't know. It just doesn't work the way I want it to.
And should we just, at that point, just toss divination?
Divination seems very powerful too for us.
Well, when I first got magic, there was a divination spell that I thought would be really helpful, but it really didn't turn into any sort of help.
Was it-
It was like know how to attack your enemy, and it honestly felt like the most useless
Yeah.
magic that I could have possibly learned. So I forgot that real
But-
quick.
The item being able to affect fate is pretty helpful, right?
Yeah, but you can only use it once, whereas abjuration doesn't that give?
Only once. But also is a shield.
This is like forever, right? Like after this, like we just.
Yeah.
I
So
feel like
abjuration, conjuration, and divination. Go ahead,
divination
Kath.
in the world would be great down the road, and
Yeah.
it's useful now. doesn't make us harder to hit like the other one, but I vote divination.
What? Yeah, I think the benefit of divination, right, is that if we keep working at it and we continue to find the folks who are most blessed in divination, like Hallie, we might be able to identify threats like this
way ahead of time
before they happen.
Yeah. I think
So abjuration and conjuration on the toss pile?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
So if I
So we would be-
understand correctly, you will keep the sword and the necromancy and divination pendants and the enchantment stone, and I will take the shield, the mask, the conjuration stone, and this crossbow.
Oh.
don't you need that? You literally need that, or else you can't cast spells. Correct? You cast spells through it, I think.
Is that the deal?
I will take the 4 things I was summoned by, for the magics you do not touch.
When will you... Well... I mean... I can cast magic. I can cast magic. All I'll lose is the little bit of like, it's like, when you drink something with a lot of caffeine in it and you feel jazzed? That's what a Taha does for me. But I can still cast magic.
I feel like jazzed Jennuvera is exactly what we need in this battle.
Anthony, can you confirm that I'll just lose the 1d8 bonus?
Plus the... No,
hit,
you lose
right?
a lot more than that.
Plus 3 to attack, right?
Yeah, plus 3 to attack, plus 3 to your spell save DC. Which I think is one of the abilities.
Yeah.
The ability to switch the type of damage that you deal.
Yeah, but I never do that anyway. It just feels stupid to keep transmutation in the world when it won't even be here.
No, it's just the attack. You're right. It's not to your spell save DC.
Yeah. I didn't
was like,
think
that's
so.
bonkers.
It is. You'll lose the source of transmutation, the once per day source of transmutation.
Right. And my spell attack bonus would only be 11 instead of 14.
Yeah.
But
Not a big loss.
from an out of game perspective, honestly, the only thing that really matters is in real time is losing the 1d8 extra damage. Because most of my spells are not attack rolls.
Right.
And if I'm rolling a 3 and I'm relying on that 14 bonus, I don't deserve to hit him anyway.
Sure.
I kind of just continuing out of game. I don't want to metagame it as much. What do we want to keep in the world?
We don't get to keep transmutation
No matter
regardless.
what. Transmutation's going to be gone no matter what.
Sure.
So it's a wasted. We would only be keeping 3 schools of magic.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for the sake of an extra Red Bull
Exactly.
in my spells.
Yeah, no, I guess I wasn't clear on that. Yeah, I think we should get rid of
Oh boy.
because
Can
it
I,
won't be
say
useful,
goodbye?
into the world.
If you wish
Well, I mean-
to say goodbye, you could do so. But it is an inanimate object.
Well, that's as far as you're concerned. Jennuvera is gonna go over to Ataha and like pick it up and look at it and feel really stupid and be like, "All right, thanks for, everything." And then she'll put it back down.
It drops into the grass.
Who is
Okay.
attuned to which of these magics?
Oh, that's right. Follow-up question. I will say this. I feel a strong connection to the divination item because I've held it, and to the other 3 schools of magic because I'm proficient in them.
We
So I will
know.
let. Well, no. So I'm just saying
So
I
I
will
want all
take.
4.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I was saying. I was just saying that I have an attachment to all of them. So like, I will let each of you choose what you feel the strongest connection to, so that I was just saying I'm taking myself out of the. I didn't mean. I just.
I
So-
would probably choose the necromancy only for sentimental value, unless you think there's a better strategic thing for me to buy into.
Does that actually give you anything?
When I
or is it
cast
just...
once per day, when I cast a damage spell, I can then use the amount of damage I've dealt to heal someone, which I've
neat.
used bazillion-ish times.
Well, good.
So that seems why.
I feel like this is wasted on me. Gebetto holds up the enchantment stone. I get faster, but like not appreciably. I get stronger, but not appreciably. Basically, what I'm saying is like I'm almost perfect as it is now. And so this doesn't do me any better having it. And as a reminder, the Pure Enchantment Stone once a week makes you a level 20 character for 1 round. I've seen what Jennuvera can do in a single round, and I think she should have this.
Yep.
Agreed.
That sounds good. Jennuvera, is that okay?
Yeah. Gebetto, do you want the divination pendant? You can use it on anyone.
And what's the other thing that we have?
The evocation sword.
Yeah. I can just
Ugh.
hold on to that. I mean, it doesn't do anything.
What does it...
Keth, what does it do? Because you keep saying that, but like, I don't think it would exist if it did nothing.
I can, like, hit something less strong than I could hit something with this, and he holds up the one of the pillars, but in a particular way. So I can hit somebody with fire, hit somebody with cold. Hit
Oh, that
somebody
seems
with...
really
So
useful.
it would have been super helpful in that last fight.
that we didn't use. You didn't use it.
We couldn't use it, remember? Because
right.
it was part of the thing.
Right, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, it would have been very helpful in that situation.
I mean, I could probably hit harder than it, even if I was hitting a fire with a cold, like. But whatever, it's fine.
Realistically, what is it?
That's what it is. 1d8 of any type of
Is it a short sword? Is it
long sword.
like what?
So it does a 1d8 extra damage, and also can be like all the
It's
damage
1d8
converted to one
damage.
type of. Oh, okay.
But it's a long sword,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not. So it's not finesse. So
Yeah.
Gebetto would be terrible with it.
Yeah.
Asher would
But
be
it-
also.
So, Keth,
It-
I'm fine with keeping this. He twirls it around.
It feels useful. Is the thing.
I think evocation in the world is useful, is why I think we should keep it. But this thing is that, like, keeping magic around, so.
What if you take divination and I'll take the sword?
Okay. Can you use this?
Like there might be an opportunity for it. I've only got, the unseen blade.
Sure. Here you go.
And so we'll see.
Maybe binding to it will give you a new benefit.
But probably, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So, are we all decided?
Yeah.
What does divination do?
You can force one reroll.
Cool.
On yourself or someone else?
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah, whether that's, a saving throw, an attack, a death throw, like anything.
Nice.
So
Any
you
D20.
have made your choices.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will take one last thing as payment. As these objects will fuel the ritual, I would take the spell steel at my feet as my payment.
No?
What?
Yeah,
We
just
don't
no.
have that.
Then you
That
will
won't
not
happen.
have arcane.
Then you won't have souls.
I will have all the souls I need.
Oh, you have a fundamental misunderstanding of Shadow. See, we don't actually go anywhere. We're turned into Shadow. There is no soul anymore. Everything is Shadow. Everything is Shadow. You will also be Shadow.
You might have a lot of souls right now, but that well will run dry if you do not make this deal right now. You will run out, and you will be hungry and starving.
You seem to think you hold more power in this conversation than you do. For I know you need me more than I need you.
Have you ever heard the term mutually assured destruction?
And I am saying it can be avoided for the raw minerals at my feet that came from my touching of this world.
So, just a quick question. In our imminent, and this is to Jebeddo and Keth and Asher, in our imminent fight with the Avatar of Shadow, what will we be able to use this spell steal for realistically without getting it to Iron Shaper first?
Oh,
What can Keth
I
do with the
assumed
armor?
you-
Is that what you're asking?
No.
I assumed he was talking about the
Me
armor.
too.
No, the black
me
and
too.
blue metal that has
the-
twisted up from the ground around where the portal, where he was drawn from, is like shards of spell steel that appears to have formed from nothing.
I don't.
Oh,
Weird. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, that's what came up and around us like a
I
cave.
thought he meant the armor, and I was like, fuck you!
yeah,
We had
same.
a whole emotional breakdown over this. Fuck no!
Right.
This is useful!
No,
So, yeah, just to check in, like, we're good with him taking that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
fine with that.
No, sorry, they were misunderstanding. That you're good. You take it home with you.
Very well.
he scoops it up. He really feels like he got a win over on this one. Like it was hard fought, and he's real happy with it.
I like how dorky they've become over, like, the years of fighting them.
So he scoops up the items, which I guess is let's see. So he scoops up Ataha, Abjuration, Conjuration, and Illusion, as well as a few of the giant chunks of spell steel that have sort of ripped up out of the ground here. And he closes his eyes, and the colors, the 8 colors, start beaming down again. And each of you are washed over with power from this arcane ritual as it binds itself to part of the greater ritual you are building. So in addition to that connection now built in as the Death Lord disappears from this space, you gain 2 spell slots that can be used for 4th level spells of the spell school that you picked. It does not have to be a spell you know.
Oh, so everyone gets 2 4th level spells of whatever.
of
Cool.
any spell of that school. It does not have to be a spell you know.
Neat. What is this spell? Shadow of Moil.
Okay. As the power subsides and you can feel that next phase of the ritual turn over, there is a murmuring from the crowd that has gathered. The armies that are preparing for battle are sort of stationed near where this ritual has been happening. And a lot of people are watching and murmuring and waiting to see what happens next. After a few minutes, a group of people push their way out of the crowd. There are 7 of them. They are all in priestly robes of various hues, different symbols upon them. The leader of that group, the one who seems to be taking point, dressed in purple, is Mivin, who you met a long time ago.
Huh.
He seems unsure, as do the other priests with him. Some of them, they're all like varying ages, varying races. They seem uncomfortable to be stepping forward here, but Mivin leads the 7 priests forward towards you, and he says, Many Pennies, it is good to see you again.
Hey, Mivin, what's up?
These are interesting circumstances that I was not prepared fully to face, but,
Yeah.
well, we who stand before you we are the members of the churches, the respective churches of the Divine Court, who bear the title Voice. It has long been a title within the churches to appoint a voice, a speaker, who would speak for the gods when that voice was needed. We find ourselves in a difficult position because for a long time this has not been needed. This was not a thing any of us were expecting to be more than a ceremonial position until we all heard the call. But now our gods have spoken, and so we have come, as commanded, to carry their words and their questions to you, to seal a part of this ritual for which they are needed. We have a few questions, but I will tell you that those of us who are gathered have found difficulty in the challenges that they have presented us. I am also have been instructed that I am not to participate in these questions, merely observe, which is troubling in its own right. But I will now give way for others to speak. The oldest among them, she is she's probably in her late 70s, human. She's getting up there in age. Large scars across her eyes. Like her eyes are intact, but they've got like just big scars like on her face. And she seems grizzled in her red robes as she steps toward you. And she says, "The Celestials said that they will bind themselves to this realm you bring forth, as would be required to create such a thing. But the Celestials are about transformation of self in a forward direction, about growth and expansion. How do you see the celestial role in the creation of this realm? What does the magic of the Celestials bring to this power?
A space can't exist without having been created. Rules, boundaries, and structure need to be present to provide an order for everything involved.
So you would set the magic of the Celestials to creating ever complex bonds, forcing closed this prison.
Yes.
She thinks and nods and steps back. And a very young-looking priest, probably the youngest person here, in green robes, he steps forward timidly, and he says, I have great concern for this world, the world that we shape now. How do you see the power of the Celestial touching this world once this job is done?
People need hope, guidance. They need something to believe in. And they need to know that there are powers out there who have stepped in to help and who will continue to observe and guide through their teachings and through their values.
He nods. The last is an elven man in blue robes who steps forward. And he says, the last of these is most troubling to us. What they present to us is unsettling. The gods have told us that this ritual you perform creates a new realm of being. That they are part of this binding, but that the ritual is guided by mortals. This begs questions of our god's divinity that will be the subject of theological debate for a long, long time. But in the meantime, I am to ask you, if it is the god's will to keep this place protected, to oversee this prison, as is what would be their preference, it is important that only one of the gods be most responsible for this place, that they have it within their individual purview, as it seems when there are multiple responsibilities at play, politics becomes a much bigger issue. If you assign one of the gods to this purpose, to make it their sole responsibility, that power will be focused. And they have put this choice as part of the binding of the ritual on you, for you to make that decision.
How is Herrick's doing? I mean,
Are you asking him?
the angels. Yeah.
So they're not angels, they're priests. The priest of Herrick's.
Oh, right.
But yeah, what does the priest of Herrick's have to say?
The priest of Herrick's steps forward. She looks around at the rest of the group. She's a half-orc. And she says, I heard his voice. He told me to come here Honestly, this is a little overwhelming.
So first of all, congratulations for getting your job back. Did you like, was there a while where you weren't? I don't really know how
Religion works?
Yeah. Like, did people know
Know what?
Herrick's was? Well, was there a long time where you weren't hearing Herrick's voice?
None of us were hearing the That's... The gods haven't spoken to the voice in a long time. But this is what we're for.
So, Jebeddo, are you saying you want to put Herrick's in charge?
Here's the deal, right? If we would have had to pick one of us to do it, we would have picked Gillick. Right?
I mean, it would have made us real nervous, and maybe in the end we would have, but maybe he's going to be too tempted, Herrick's.
And
he's just
But look
recovering.
at what Gillick did. Like, in the face of giving himself up to Shadow, he did what no one could have dreamed possible.
I mean, the only way Shadow has influence is over Shadow, so it makes more. But, as Vaisong has said, the only way to fight Shadow is with more Shadow. So who of the gods is most experienced with fighting their own Shadow? I don't love it. I don't love it. I'm just going to say I don't love it.
I kind of love it.
I kind of want to put Salius in charge just because I don't know them well and I think they'd be mad at it. But also,
that feels like a bad
It does.
goal. That's
God,
feels like the
we're at
yeah, absolutely. A
I
wrong
feel like we're
decision.
gonna die anyways. At least I can go out making someone disappointed. Like that's.
Oh, Asher.
Don't worry.
There's plenty of time left.
I could fail. Who knows?
I mean, no one knows how to fight Shadow better, and nobody understands the consequences of Shadow better than Herrick's. He has felt the punishment for Shadow for decades.
Yeah, he's probably real mad about it. So
We woke him up and he has no other purview.
and we kind of took away his angels.
We took away his angels, which he's probably salty about.
Guys,
This is whispering. Whispering.
I said bangles.
Yeah, took his bangles.
He's gonna be real mad. He liked those bangles.
No more
What's a
bangles.
bangle? I don't know what.
And we gave him
is
to
that
his
an
sworn
actual
enemy.
thing? Is that a? I just was adding. I was making up a word.
No, they're making up a band and have.
Okay, so are we doing?
I don't know if we have better options, and I think it makes sense. Unfortunately,
Jebeddo puts his hand on his sword and closes his eyes and just like thinks to himself. Well, not to himself. He thinks into the universe. And Caliesto, you've got my back on this, right?
There is an overwhelming emptiness that echoes back.
Probably busy. That's fine. And he opens up his eyes and he looks at the group and he says,
Yep, Callie also said
I
yep.
think I think we should do it.
Yep. Thumbs up.
okay.
Thumbs up.
Sideways, but I'm
yeah.
outvoted.
Jebeddo turns to the angel of Salius. I mean to the priest of Salius. Leans in close and just whispers, Herrick's.
He nods and steps back. And the gnomish priest of Virillion, who walks through, gray hair, tufts of gray hair poking out of his ears, but otherwise he's got just black hair that he has slicked back. And he steps through and he says, I've got one last thing for you, folks. The god.
And Gebeddo puts his hand on Jennuvera's back and just slides her forward.
Oh, this is better. That's a bad idea.
No, this one's for you.
Oh, no.
Why, the gods told us that as part of this ritual to show their good faith and goodwill, that each of you could pick one of them, and they would grant you a boon for the battle that is to come against the Shadow, where they will be fighting by your side. So if you each pick one of the gods, they will grant you a boon. Again, troublingly, you cannot pick Callisto. We don't know what that means, but it worries us greatly. And he smiles broadly.
Gebeddo looks at Asher and he's like, I really thought this was going to be different.
Too.
I thought
Honestly,
I thought for sure it was pie, right?
right? But honestly, you kind of got the prank. He is wise.
No, Gebeddo, this is like the best for you because you don't have to pick between Callisto and Salius.
You can just pick Salius. I figured I'd pick Virillion because I have his deck and I want to see what happens.
You promised him. You
literally
you promised.
You don't have a choice.
You don't
bud.
have a choice.
Oh yeah, I did promise him. Why do I have no choices?
Funny when you say, I promise I will dedicate my life to you. Takes away your agency when you actually get to make that decision.
I made a lot of promises to necromancy and gods, and it's really coming to bite me in the tuchus.
You didn't know what the word promise meant?
You don't have that word in the...
But weddings are your
We
most
love
sacred thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't last long, but...
We get married to everyone. It's great.
That's why they're so special. Everyone gets at least a couple.
All right, who you picking?
I pick Herrick's.
You are bathed suddenly in golden light.
I pick
Cool.
Virillion.
You are bathed suddenly in brown light. The worst light.
Weird party.
Yellow light, brown light. What's the next light?
We'll see.
Who you got, Keth?
I feel quite the affinity for Iora recently with all the whole blood stuff.
Which one?
Yes. And then Kat says, I pick Iora. Both
You
of
are
them.
bathed in both white and red light. There's a nice pink hue, but there's definitely two separate light sources.
All of the bodily fluid colors.
Oh.
Nope, there's one more.
And
All right. Well,
brown light.
you know what? Gebeddo pulls a coin out of his pocket and he flips
The priest of Virillion could not be more fucking excited.
he flips the coin. I guess I'm taking Big Dumb Mercus. Let's go.
What?
Okay. You are bathed suddenly in red light.
I figured heads, it's Salius. Tails, it's Marcus.
Why is Marcus on your list?
Because it was either like I don't have any connection to Oleander.
I think she's asking,
And
what's
that
your
was like-
connection to Mercus?
Yeah. I'm
he's-
asking why
That
not
would've
just
been
do Salius, your champion.
He's shit talked Marcus forever.
Now's his chance to get Mercus one
He's
more
just-
time, but now Mercus has to
This
lend
is
him his
just
favor.
Gebeddo's gotta catch 'em all moment. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you leave stuff up to chance.
Fate has
And
decided.
Verillion, right? Verillion pays it down. Like, we'll see what happens.
The I lost my track here. Okay, yeah, the priest.
No, why?
The priest of Salius steps forward again. He says, "You have made your choices, and these choices will empower you by the strength of the gods who support you. For you, one who has chosen Herix, the power of the greater races wells up inside you, that which makes us different, which separates us from other creatures. The soul is at its foremost. For you, the one who has chosen Verillion, jokes and games are fun and silly, but at their core, there is a wisdom that speaks beyond all the unimportant pieces. To you, one who has chosen Iora, there is light and life, and the things that fill you with strength and vitality that allow you to move swiftly through this phase. And for you, Mercus, he lends his strength." So,
Yeah, that tracks.
Gebeddo, you get a +2 to your strength. This can go above 20, but don't worry about that.
Nailed it.
For Keth, you get +2 to your dexterity. Asher, you get +2 to your wisdom.
Ooh, that's a big one.
And Jennuvera, you get +2 to your charisma.
Yes! Take that, giving up a Taha. Getting
What's
it back.
up, 22 wisdom? How's it doing?
Okay.
Mivin steps forward and he says, "This phase of the ritual is done, and I wish you all luck. What you face now is undoubtedly difficult, but I have faith that you can do this with the God's blessing."
Gebeddo just hums the coin away, like that he had flipped. Like he's so bummed out, like he just hucks it into the woods.
The priests turn. They all nod and turn and leave. And as they step off the field, Vaisong makes his way onto the field. "Good evening, or morning. Good morning." "There is need of shadow in this ritual, I think."
There's need of everything, so.
"Shadow cannot be reasoned with. Shadow cannot be convinced. Shadow cannot be cajoled. If we would build this, shadow must be shown that your way is right, and thus have no option but to capitulate. When you wish to change the shadow, you must do so by overriding it, as shadow does. So when this disagreement in philosophy comes about, you must show it your strength." He raises his arms, and a twisting ball of shadow opens behind him, and from it a large figure of shadow forms. He steps back and raises his hands like a puppet master as the shadow creature begins to articulate. He says, "Prepare yourselves. It is now." Roll initiative.
Bah! Boo!
Oh.
13.
14.
Continue the pattern, everyone.
13.
1.
What was yours, Kath?
13.
So, Gebeddo, you're first.
Neat. I hate going first.
Wait. Actually, stand by.
Hold some
Because
shit.
I forgot to roll for the shadow creature.
You're first. The shadow creature never goes.
You're first.
Great. Gebeddo is going to use his bonus action to try to hide amongst the group, and then use this bonus movement that he's attained here to try to weave his way through the rocks and underbrush and catch the shadow monster by surprise.
Okay. Give me a stealth.
Yep. That is a 21.
Okay. You do not believe that you believe this creature is aware of you.
Okay. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Great. 2 dice to roll.
12 damage.
What is this? 4, 5. 13 damage. Thank you.
Great. Okay, Kath, it's your turn.
Keth would like to run up and smack it.
Okay.
So he draws the rings together and draws out a quarterstaff, snaps it in half, and then takes swings. Uh, 28, 23, 18.
Hit.
$44 damage.
Okay.
And he spends 2 points of key to do some flurries. 33 and 34 to hit.
Yeah, those hit. Jesus.
17 damage.
Okay. Asher, it's your turn.
I use one of those spell slots I just got, and I cast Blight on it. Makes a con save.
Okay. It's not a plant.
Thank God.
It fails.
Sweet. It takes 8d8 necrotic damage. 12, 21, 22, 29, 36.
Okay.
41. Nope, sorry. 41 and 49 damage. 49 damage.
Okay.
Necrotic. And if it's not a magical plant. So
Gebeddo, great work on this round. Just great.
really
Listen.
good stuff.
Everybody make for me a wisdom saving throw.
Hell yeah. With my
As the creature lets out a shriek of dark energy.
a 22 wisdom, my plus 13 wisdom saving throw. I got this. I rolled a 2, so I hope I got this. 15? Is that good?
15.
I got a 17.
17.
Is this magic?
It is.
Okay.
25.
Uh, 16.
Okay. So, Jennuvera and Keth, you do not take the damage. However,
Damn it.
Asher and Gebeddo, you get hit for 8 shadow damage Jennuvera, it's your turn.
All right, I hit it with Synaptic Static. So it needs to make a intelligence saving throw.
What's your DC again?
20.
It fails.
18, 20, 35, 37.
Okay.
So on the next, so it takes 37 psychic damage, and for the next minute, it's going to roll a d6 and subtract that number from all its attacks, ability checks, and concentration saves.
Okay.
It can repeat the save at the end of its turns.
Okay. Gebeddo, it is your turn.
Great. Keth has run up to it now, and so I feel emboldened. I'm going to go ahead and make an attack. That is an 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Wow.
Barely. You barely hit
Thank
the threshold.
Goodness. Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 57.
Yeah, you stab into the creature with all of the. You guys put out a lot of damage very quickly.
We're not fucking around, bud.
No, I guess not.
Thank you.
You stab into the creature, and the shadow like reverberates and blasts back against Visong, who is thrown backwards and lands into the ground. He stands up, sort of shakes the dirt off of him. Both Asher and Gebeddo, go ahead and give me another wisdom saving throw.
Sure thing.
Great.
This dice is going to dice jail. 17. I rolled a 4. Plus
19.
Was 13.
So Gebeddo, you're fine. Asher, take 8.
God.
Gebeddo will now go ahead and disengage, and he's going to run into the woods behind one of the like rocks in the like surrounding hillside there.
Okay. Visong stands up and says, "You have done well. That was a lot of power. You have... You're just fucking gone."
Gebeddo like peeps around the corner to like watch the action happening.
Asher, give me another roll.
All right. Time to redeem yourself, dice. For fuck's sake. Okay, much better at least. 21. No, 22.
Yeah, okay.
I still
You're
rolled a
fine.
9. Just like, do better.
I have brought the smallest amount of shadow to bear that I can to prove out the point. That shadow must be dealt with swiftly. It must be faced with no uncertain terms. Because if you fail to, it will infect you. It will find the cracks. It will force its way into your being, and you will burn. But I trust that you are prepared. And the shadow will be part of this ritual. He turns and he walks away.
Let's go.
Lanier steps forward from the crowd. He walks a short distance toward you. He looks in the space and nods and walks the rest of the way. He looks at each of you and says, "How are we doing?"
Honestly, pretty good.
Are you ready?
Gebeddo joins the rest of the group.
Where did you
Now
go?
now we are.
Well, I didn't know how long that thing was going to stick around, and, I like to do a little bit of that duck and weave. Oh, hey, Lanier.
I am the last phase of this part of the ritual. Once prepared, we'll begin the part where you must charge forward to the Avatar. Weaken it. Bring these powers you have prepared to bear, sealing away the pieces of the Shadow Lord that still touch this Avatar, all onto that plane. You will use his hubris against him. That he has come so into this world makes him vulnerable. And now is our opportunity. I come to ask you one question as we prepare to help you with this. After today, win or lose, the things that you have chosen to do here will reverberate through history. Your deeds will become the songs and stories of tomorrow. And this action you have taken to seal away great evil will hinge upon the words that are chosen and those who hear them. So I offer you this. When the world walks away from what has happened here, what story would you have told? What pieces do you need the world to know, and what things would you wish to remain secret? Remember that there will always be those who take these words as the warnings you mean them to be, and there will always be those who will seek to exploit where they see power untouched. That is the nature of the greater races, and one of the things I find most beautiful about your people, even if it is bothersome and a nuisance at times. He smiles. So choose wisely what you would have us whisper and what you would have us forget. For these are the moments that will be remembered. These are the things that matter most. Legacy has long been the purview of the Fae.
Out of game, Anthony, question. Is it like we're picking one thing for each, or just like...
You are picking... My example to this would be...
Because I have
you
one,
could
I just
have
don't
it
want to,
be
like...
known
Sorry.
that the world... You could have it be known to the world that Shadow is sealed away. That's it. That's what's known. That the heroes rose and they sealed away Shadow.
Okay.
You could have it be known that Shadow doesn't exist anymore, or that you could outlay the steps very clearly of what you did and where Shadow is. Like, there is a range of places you could go in terms of what information you want to be known to the world, and how you convey that to Lanier. We can do a little
Gotcha.
in and out of, like, I just want to know what you want to pass down as the legacy of this story, and what that will mean for. It's a double-edged sword.
Sure.
I'm giving you a double-edged sword.
I got it.
You get to decide how deeply into your skin you dig it.
So as soon as Lanier puts that out there, what do you want the world to know? Jennuvera's like tossing journals, rooting through her sack, and she's piling them up one after on top of another, and then as she kind of figures out, it's
Hey,
oh, you mean about just this?
Yeah, I lived all that with you, and I don't.
Well, I was ready to start at the beginning, and there are some things in here I would probably like to keep secret, that I wouldn't want published, because these are they're mine, they're my personal journals, and I was thinking that
Yeah, I'm not talking about your
but-
personal journals.
Okay. She puts them away. She looks a little disappointed.
If I had any say, and I guess I do, I would have them.
Imagine.
Brilliant. You have to tell them brilliant.
Brilliant. I would have.
This is the one that you haven't like committed something else to.
I'm like, oh god.
Hold on, you don't know that yet. Buckle up. He's talking.
You have to choose this choice. If anything is included, and I don't think this is the only thing that should be remembered, but I think part of it should be that of those who sacrificed in all that we have lost to give the future a chance, if it ever needs it again, to fight against the shadow.
The stakes are important to hold, that one knows that the sacrifice to face against such a thing is high.
Is there a way we can just kind of gloss over all the regicide?
When I speak of this, I speak explicitly of this ritual we are doing here, of this solution
he
that
doesn't need our personal notes.
of the solution that we have created to seal away the shadow and what that means for the future. The regicide is beyond me. They will talk about the regicide. I don't think there's much we
already
can.
know.
Come on.
It was just so much.
It led to this ritual, so I mean, just don't talk about it in its context, I guess.
Hard to keep that hidden.
Yeah.
So I think in regards to Shadow, we should be as honest and hopeful without being naive to choices people have to make for themselves, and the awareness that shadow will always exist in some way.
I want our legacy to be about expanding the greater race's knowledge of the deep magics. All of them.
So we say that we emphasize the fact, we emphasize every role.
Maybe it was through unity of every person of Numerita, of every type of magic, including shadow, that led us here.
Of every plane.
Led us to hopefully success.
Any of the deep magics by themselves would be catastrophic. I don't think Shadow's the only one.
Yeah.
When we speak of this creature again, when we talk of him in the stories and the songs, in those that become legend, we will separate him from the force that is Shadow. His darkness is not to be underestimated. His power not to be left unchecked, but to shun the deep magics because he is of them. That is something we can make sure does not happen.
Well, and I think we're lucky right now that you're on our side, Lanier. Because the power that you hold, if held by a being like the Shadow Lord, would be just as destructive.
And we know the Celestials are capable of just...
He nods.
Destroying everything.
Yeah, he nods.
And so I don't know that we need to separate the being from its power so much as explain how they're linked.
When stories are told, do you wish for there to be knowledge of this plane that you have created? Do you wish for people to know that the Shadow Lord still exists, sealed away, waiting for a return? Do you wish for them to know the mechanics by which this happened, his imprisonment?
I think we need some. Our descendants need to know this, because at some point, Shadow's gonna seep out again, and they're gonna have to deal with it.
But aren't we worried that there might be someone who wants to make it seep out again?
We know there is. We know there will be, but I have faith that more will want to protect this world.
I think we give no specifics, but we should tell people that he has not been destroyed. He has been imprisoned. And while it is everything, we've done everything in our power to secure it for as long as possible, no prison is infallible.
Lanier, is it possible to remember the big picture effectively, but keep some of the more difficult details in how it works and how it could maybe be undone, if we even know them, more concealed? So that if the time comes, we can find that information and it's not forgotten, but it is not available for evildoers.
When we speak of legends and stories, it is always difficult to preserve fine details. To do so requires that you bury in these hints and secrets. We can allow some of these details to become fuzzy, and instead point out the broad strokes, as you say. This will happen naturally.
Honestly, though, I worry. I just don't want our great grandkids to be like, we got to redo the same stuff that our elders did and just waste their time. And we just need to. Today could be the locking away of the Shadow Lord, but I don't want it to be the end of the work. I want somebody to take the mantle, not us, and continue to work on it as if it was the world was gonna end tomorrow, just like we've been doing. I don't want the details gone. We got to write all this down. That's what I'm saying.
Gebeddo pulls out his locked book. And he holds it out to Keth and says, I think there's a God for that. I don't know that this lives exclusively with the greater races. I agree that there needs to be a group that does this. But I don't think it needs to be all of us that do it. Whether that's the Notatia Collective and he looks over at Visong, or the Seekers. I don't know, but some of this stuff is too much to give people.
we just spent so much time running around the entire world gathering all this stuff, and if it was accessible at our local library, that would have been great.
What if the
But
Lady
that's
of
the-
Knives had it?
But it goes back to what Asher said before.
What if your dad had it?
We would have fought him. I think that the world is good. There's enough good out there to keep the evil in check. And
I think the world. Sorry, go ahead.
period.
There's 4 of us here doing this.
But I think that the world is full of bad people. And if you have 100 good people and 1 bad person, the greed of that bad person will still ruin that 100 people. I just don't think that having the specifics of this prison plane out there for people to seek, like, we don't. I guess what will those details benefit us? Knowing how the prison was created, it doesn't help us once it's set.
I think knowing how
Except
it's
to break it.
created can eventually help us destroy this thing or preserve this prison that we're doing. Because, we've said, ticking time bomb. It literally will need to be dealt with. And down the road, some other group of misfits are going to have to run around collecting all this crap, all this knowledge. And that one person you mentioned out of 100, Jennuvera, I think the 100 is going to overtake that one person. I don't think the 100 is going to let that one person ruin them. How you put it?
Kath, what if we were bad guys?
We would have let Gorm win.
But, like, the 4 of us are strong enough to stop entire armies. We cut through entire armies.
And we're not
And-
special.
To be honest,
People keep trying to tell us we're special, but I had never been outside of my room for the first 15 years of my life. Like,
and to be honest, Gorm kind of did win. He got what he wanted. The god he was trying to awaken has awoken. We've had to make hard choices and we've had to make these sacrifices, and there will hopefully be in the future people just as good as us that we have to believe will do the right good thing. But we can't be naive that the bad out there won't try to outsmart them.
All I'm trying to say is if Horton had this knowledge, he would have already used it.
Can you imagine a Shadow Lord of Thieves? He'd just make all of his money shadow. He'd be miserable. He would destroy everything. I'm not wrong.
I think all of you have lost some hope in humanity. Like, we could not have been here. If the 4 of us were evil, we would not have been able to defeat the armies because the good guys would have come and stopped us. We didn't get here by ourselves. We got here by the help of other good people. I think if we had all of this knowledge and all of the stuff we have now, we could have accomplished so much more quicker, and there wouldn't have been so much death and destruction in this world while we were running around.
Do you think we would have been strong enough to handle it?
If we hadn't gone through those challenges?
Right.
I mean, we'd have a starting basis of a good starting base to know where we needed to go. But versus we kind of wandered. We wasted a lot of time finding all this crap. I'll go with the group, but I think that the world needs to know that the battle is not over.
And I think
I agree.
Too.
yes, I
just
also
don't
agree.
think the tools
I
should
just
be
don't-
readily available at your local library. I think this should be available knowledge that is not forgotten to the ages, but it should not be easily. But I'm seeing Anthony make a lot of hand motions.
No.
Stop.
I can't. I don't. Just keep going. Don't worry about it. It's had nothing to do with that explicitly.
Okay.
What you were saying was not either direction that I was trying to
Well, it
respond
threw me
to.
off, so I'm done.
I'm sorry.
No, but I do think that the steps to unlocking this prison, which reverse are the steps that we've created it, should not be widely available knowledge. We should tell people that there will always be a threat. We shouldn't cloud them in false safety. But we also shouldn't give them the keys.
We will tell this world that the shadow has been sealed away by heroes who sacrificed great things to make it happen. That indeed the worlds and the worlds beyond stood shoulder to shoulder and brought to bear every magic they could find to seal this darkness away. And that threat will one day come again, and that they must be prepared. Will this satisfy you?
That's perfect. You said it so much better than we did.
Yeah, I think that's great. So our grandkids can just go to the local specialized
Fae
library.
store.
Right.
The local Fae and ask them for solutions. Gosh, that would be
Restricted
useful.
section.
I mean, I wish we had that.
Good luck. And he turns and walks away, and you feel the last piece of this click into place. The armies begin to move, and the final battle stands ready to begin. The sun rises high in the sky as the armies of New Merida gather behind you, the Many Pennies, on the hills below Mughamara, standing just outside the compound of Adventure Incorporated. In the air, a large, black, roiling cloud of smoke fills everything that can be seen above. And at its base, the Shadow Dragon, clinging to the side of the tower of Adventure Incorporated, viewing everything below as your armies prepare. Between you and them, it is lizard folk, it is gnolls, it is people, and it is shadows. Creatures of shadow, twisted and malformed, as they prepare themselves to face off against your creatures. Your creatures, your people. Your crawl creatures. These cretins. At their head, the four of you stand next to the High King of New Merida. He looks and says, if you guys are ready to, make this happen or whatever, I guess, now would be the time.
Keth holds out his hand to try and conjure Verdum, and knowing Gorm smashed it.
Yeah, a resonant echo reaches out from you into the void, and you feel nothing respond.
He slowly brings down his hand, takes a deep breath. Yeah, we're ready.
Have you ever seen the traveling play Return of the King? There's a big speech. I feel like someone should do that.
You didn't just hear it?
Yeah,
High
Kai
King-
did it really good just now.
The High King said everything
right.
we needed. Are y'all ready?
Are you ready though? Because if you need more time,
We're ready.
Okay. I don't know that we could do more. Okay.
No, he did so. Asher,
I'm not married to him. You're married to
That's
him. It's
really
fine.
good.
I don't.
Glad it was.
I was nice to him for a day.
You promised you wouldn't be mean, though.
Let's just walk that way.
We promised we'd treat him exactly how we treat you. That's what we promised.
I'm ready.
Wait, are we not ready? I thought we were
I'm ready.
We're ready. I'm ready.
Gebeddo stretches out a little
Yeah.
bit.
All right. Yeah. No. Everyone get
rolls his
limber.
neck.
Everyone get limber.
You shout out to the to the army. Everyone get limber, and you see a sea of confused faces stare back at you as they slowly begin to stretch.
Yeah, no, that's good. I don't want any
Don't
cold handies here.
overextend.
No, Asher, we want them
No,
to
but
overextend
not their hands.
themselves, for
But not
sure.
Not if they're
A
cold.
lot of them
you know,
are
if they're
gonna-
warmed up, that'd be good. But
Dynamic. This is going terribly.
Okay, why don't we just, he turns back, he raises a blade, and the army, everyone raises their weapons as well, and then Clyde turns and he says, I guess, go or whatever, and he just starts to run.
Charge!
Yeah, Gebeddo charges with him. So glad that they're so far away from the army that none of them heard. I guess go or whatever, which would be the least inspiring war cry of all time.
It was pretty good.
as they're running, yeah, it's pretty good. Cat runs faster than everybody.
Yes, so Kath, you...
Gebeddo runs second fastest now.
So, Kath, you crash into the enemy line first. You versus thousands of enemies as the creatures of shadow begin to descend. And right behind you is Gebeddo. A few seconds later, the rest of you crash in before the armies of Carapath and Bradmont move in behind you. It does not take long before there are skirmishes happening all down this line. And the call comes to charge, to push, because all that needs to happen now is the four of you need to get to Adventure Incorporated. So go ahead and give me your first round of attack rolls in this sequence.
I would like to cast a 7th level spell to try and clear some way. I want to use Firestorm. We make 10-foot cubes of fire, sort of to make a column and a way to basically open up a space.
You're making a 70 by 10 row of fire.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And it'll eventually, one round, boom. And they all take 70-10 damage unless they can pass a save. Roll all of them.
Roll them all individually.
Yeah. Make sure they can hit DC 20.
Okay. Well, this is going to take, there's 700 people there, so hold on just a minute.
It's cinematic.
Okay, so you blast fire down from the sky in large columns as it burns away these creatures, clearing a path as you push forward. Part of the army pushes out ahead of you guys to try and create a spear point to push this group back further and further. And as you do that, you make your way closer to Mughamara itself. The army these creatures of shadow seem to redouble. They start to turn some of the people in the front row, meaning that those who were just fighting on your side turn back to face off against your own people, pushing that line inward. So I do need attack rolls from everybody else.
All right. So Jennuvera at the start of this, as soon as they get to hit the crowd, she's gonna be like, "Okay, see you guys in a minute." And then she turns to Clyde and she says, "I love you." And then she turns invisible and just flies to the compound.
Okay, so we'll put a pin in that. Gebeddo?
Wow.
Bye.
Good. That's great. Gebeddo doesn't realize that his most powerful ally has just flown away from battle, and is right next to Keth, very excited to get this done. And so
flown towards battle.
Over, specifically.
Gebeddo rolls a 25 to hit on his first leaping chaos, kind of everything is happening all at once. Stab.
Great. And Keth, what did you get?
Keth rolled the low 18, 35, 25. He rolled a natural one, though. So.
What is it with you, bud?
The other ones are all really good hits.
It wasn't a natural one on the old bonus attacks with the key,
Yeah,
was it?
Oh,
boy, okay.
It was on a fist bumpy.
jeez.
Great. So here's what I need from you. I need you to roll damage for the ones you hit on there.
60.
And then I need you to roll a D100.
Okay. So 60 damage for 5 hits.
Okay.
66.
Okay.
I feel like that right in the middle is great. It's a great roll.
Gebeddo does 59 damage.
Where you needed 10 more, bud.
Okay. So as they continue to crash into this front line, pushing their way deeper, Jennuvera, what's your plan? So you've flown over this army. Looking down, you see the waves of shadow below you. And as you get closer to the compound at the top of the hill, you can feel that weight of shadow weighing down upon you. As you get closer and closer, it is like a suffocating feeling of shadow. And it seems to be drowning out the light around you.
What do you mean?
Like, almost like your vision is dimming just by being close to this thing, that the shadow is so thick here, and it is pressing on your hope, on your will to push against it as you move closer.
Okay. So when I get to the end of Asher's path, his, like, fire path that he's cleared,
Yep.
I will touch down there and I will do kind of the same general thing to clear, like, the second wave from that.
Like another firestorm, basically.
Like a fireball, but yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you send a fireball out and explode it, blowing off a huge group of people there to open up another gap. The army charges forward into this space that you have opened, this 60-foot radius of open space to try and hold the ground a little bit. And as they do, the armies of shadow move around them, sort of enclosing this group. And you can see from the back of the group, another army has come to join the battle. And the forces from Verena are now pushing at the edges to try and open that space up to make their way through, to allow, like, a full connection through. And behind them, a group from Emberfall has come to strike in as well. And so now this is like a widening gap. They are still have all of their armies fighting like in their own kingdoms, but they've sent as much as they can for this final assault. And so they've come to aid in this fight. So I need another round of attacks.
I'll do just a simple thunder wave at second level.
Okay.
So it'll end up being 3d8 thunder damage and pushing people back. Trying not to blow all of my spells.
I should also have mentioned, just as a heads up, the 4th level spell slots that you guys have, you can use it for a 4th level spell, or you can use it for a lower spell of that and cast it at 4th level.
It would be low roll, 12 damage, and just
Okay. Yeah, you knock some people back, though. That's
big
fine.
firestorm, and then yeah.
Keth?
5 hits with a 63 damage.
Okay.
53 damage on a 25 to hit.
Okay. Jennuvera? I guess this is your second thing, was the fireball.
Yeah.
Okay. You continue to press forward to try and take back space. Either of you going to do anything to try and clear a big gap again?
That's basically what I imagine my role is here.
Like you're just like pushing forward every
I
time, like trying to slam.
Want to get as far ahead of the group as possible and then clear that path out.
So I think you like throw off another fireball, and you watch as before the group can even fill that space, like they get halfway across before the army just fills in right behind them. And so you only get like half the distance there. And once again, these shadow creatures are pressing down on your armies. You watch your men fall, and as soon as they do, like a twisted shadow creature rises in their place. And from behind, you feel this gust of wind push at the back of your army, push against these creatures. And this gusting picks up speed and intensity as this tailwind shows up behind your group, and flying through the sky, crackling with lightning, you see Dobrik.
And now we'll play a Tornado's favorite game, Twister.
Yeah. Kick their asses.
A cyclone of wind rises up, tearing off like a huge group of people and launches them out of the way, and the army pushes forward into that space. Give me another round of attacks.
I, knowing that I need to break the line, going to summon a wall of goats.
Let's go.
I don't understand. There's no kings around for that. Oh,
I was going to say, every king
Charges flag.
I summon 4 goats, and they all charge forward in like a phalanx, and push, just kind of knock Shadow.
Again, these are giant
They
goats,
are large
right? Wall of
beasts,
goats makes...
and they are not aligned, according to this entry.
Large, unaligned goats.
They got sure feet and
I like that
ram.
they're not neutral. They're unaligned. So if you come to ask them, like,
No,
we're not
don't
involved.
ask us. We're a goat.
They're all Swiss. They're all drinking
just
hot
here to-
chocolate and skiing
We're
through
here
the
to
crowd.
run into soldiers and kill kings. That's all we do.
Okay. You summon a wall of goats. They charge forward, your army running in behind them. One of the goats does seem to be transformed into a twisted shadow monster at the tip of the spear. But you continue to make progress. You push forward. You guys are just past the city of Mughamara now, making your way to the bottom of the hill, making your way up toward the compound. Okay. What other damage am I getting from you guys?
74 from Keth.
You really kill one guy.
Mike is so mad. Jebeddo is just pissed right now.
Well, yeah, that one's really good. Jebeddo sees it happen, and he's like, "Fuck, I can't do that much."
Also, he's hitting like 5 guys, so he's just like killing 5 different dudes at the same time.
Yeah, Jebeddo like points at the biggest dude that like is still out there, and he does the running slide move, and then grabs onto the back of his shirt and like gets him in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Because he does like 30, 40, 57 again.
Woo!
So
Perfect. Okay, Jennuvera, you lay down another fireball, blasting back a group. Oh, you got a plan?
Well, so if I see that's not working, like if that clearly isn't working, then I'm just gonna start shooting acid at just pew 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 pew
Yeah.
as like
pew, pew,
like
acid.
pick them off. Yeah. And I rolled for one. I rolled 20, 18, 19, 20, 21, 26.
26. Okay.
So that's
From the back of the group, a couple of large winged shadow creatures start to rise up towards the compound. They begin flying over your group and just lobbing down blobs of shadow that seem to like just wipe out small pockets of your soldiers, trying to break the enemy lines. And then from behind the group, that as you are walking, trying to move through, an arrow rings through the air.
Hey, looks like you might be in need of some assistance. 'Tis me, Jator Sakesh, and now I hunt more than men.
Congratulations on finding yourself, bud.
I have graduated.
So, Jator, these shadow creatures come like raining in, and you've got your crossbows, right?
No.
Or no, you have like a real ass bow.
I got a real ass bow. I've got a long sword and a short sword, harmony and acrimony.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's been so
Real
long.
ass bow.
All right, cool.
It has been.
So, Jator, give me some attacks.
So I'll be using the
That spinning dervish of a
the
man.
swords.
Yeah.
That's 18 and a 26
Nice.
and an 8. So I'm gonna hit 2 times, doing. I don't even know how much damage I do anymore. Call it 28 damage.
Beautiful.
Not great, but I'm here.
So yeah, you slash into some of these shadow creatures, helping to push back the line. I think probably behind you, like a group of your the people that you do like your bounty hunting with have come in to like aid this push, this charge. Go ahead and give me the whole group. Give me another round of attacks. Basically, just give me your damage totals.
Okay.
Another thunder wave, and this time much better. 21
Beautiful.
in a cube, obviously.
65.
You're like, yeah, baby.
Hamba.
Really, I'm just trying
Also
to avoid.
65 this time.
Oh.
Yeah, so Keth hits this dude like 600 times and knocks him down, and I just stick him once, and I'm like,
That's
like,
that's a 45 from Jator.
Nice.
Nice.
22, but 65 times.
All right.
Spirit
all right.
shotgun.
Some more shots fire off into the air. Redbridge, holding up a longbow, is just like peeling off arrows at these creatures flying above. You see a couple of blasts of magic head up that way as well, as Clyde and Kaelith are firing off spells into the sky. Redbridge comes up. She says, "How are you guys doing? Is everything going okay?"
I mean, I feel like we're getting really good at this, like this pushing forward thing. Like, Gebetto looks behind him, and there's just like a trail of like corpses. And he's like, you know what I mean?
In front of you, a large, like a massive creature of shadow rises up, like slamming its fist down to the ground. It's easily 50 feet tall. It is just an enormous creature of shadow. And Redbridge says, "I think we're going to need some more help."
Nah, I got this. And Keth runs up and fucking just punches it and channels a lot of ki.
A lot of
Come on.
So much key.
So much
all
ki.
the keys.
And it's a 31 to hit.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. You channel that key. Give me that quivering palm. So quivering palm happens later, right?
Oh, well, I can next action, I can use it to try and fucking drop him to 0. So 7 damage, though. You know, he felt a little bit.
Yeah, so you're like, I got this. You run up and you're like,
Like him.
Yeah.
Just slaps him in the face.
Nobody's
Take
impressed.
that.
The nerp.
There will be later, though.
Yeah, Keth like holds up one finger. He's like, wait for it. Wait for it.
give me another round of attacks. Not you, Keth.
Yeah. DC of 19, wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Wait, it might be con. Hold on.
I think it's con.
Con.
Right.
That was a Star Trek reference.
There you go. I'm proud of you for nailing the landing on that.
25.
Okay.
But like a million times. However many times possible.
Gebeddo only did 36.
Asher's gonna
But how many
Sucker.
times?
One time.
Asher's gonna wild shape into an earth elemental and get into the fray, and also rage.
Whoa.
So
okay.
I think because of the orb of shadow, I have to roll a D100 also.
Well, yes, that's true.
Fun. This is why I've been avoiding this. 22 and 19. Oh, you just said roll damage, right?
Yeah.
Uh, 16. So about 40 damage. With slams. And if any of them are structures, they have to tell me. Because they do double damage.
Okay, they're not structures.
Oh, and
try.
I roll
Nice try,
a 76.
Okay. Noted.
Great.
Okay. So, Kath, you stand triumphantly in front of this creature, waiting for your moment to come. And then, so yeah, you like close your hands down, like you've to complete the thing. The creature stands in front of you and smashes you away with its fist, knocking you like deep back into the army. And Redbridge says, "Yeah, that's about what I thought." She turns back and she says, "Bloodbath, your group, go!" And from the back comes a group of muscly, toned pit fighters.
Just a bunch of wrestlers.
Who are these guys?
There's like a surge of entrance music that plays like in the air.
All using illusion. They're all using illusion spells to like do their intros.
And that's when Bloodbath slithers out. He's a giant snake now. I want to explain this since apparently we've lost Anthony. Everyone is thinking this is like lazy writing that happened off screen. This is his true form. He was always a giant snake. And now you're finally seeing him for what he is.
I should have hit him with Moonbeam. I would have known.
You didn't know the whole time he was a giant snake and you had no idea.
I think you asked me, can I play a giant snake? And I said, no.
Well, if you're going to invite me back to the show for the last episode, I'm going to do what I fucking want, okay? So, Bloodbath is a giant snake now. Especially because you're about to kill the character, so just let me know.
You see in like shadow enemies, lizard folk and gnolls all of a sudden find themselves holding signs above their heads that just say bloodbath.
I'm just like, just serpentine all over everybody.
I feel like someone's like, man, Bloodbath. I don't like this gimmick for Bloodbath. I liked it more when he was doing that other thing.
I just give him a good squeeze, Just,
He's a submission artist now.
yeah. It's what they call a hybrid style.
So you wrap yourself around this giant shadow creature, your other wrestling cohort, your pit fighting cohort, doing their moves, getting their shit in against this big creature. Go ahead, Bryce.
Very large snake. Just as large as you can imagine.
Go ahead and roll a strength check for me. So just roll a d20, add some strength.
I rolled a 4.
Fucking tracks.
Snake.
Okay, he rolled a 20. So you gotta wrap yourself. You wrap yourself around this shadow creature, and it just like grabs you around the middle and like lifts you above its head and just like pulls and separates you at the center with your snake guts pouring out above him.
I do the catchphrase, but it's all in snake. So unless you understand snake, it's not gonna fly.
Boy.
All right, well, thanks
That
for
was
coming
great.
on, man. Oh, see you.
Good job.
Thanks for giving the people everything they didn't want.
Good job, everybody.
Oh my
Fucking,
god.
this is why you don't bring heels on your show.
Fucking snake.
Give me a round of
All
attacks,
right.
everybody.
I'm gonna throw down a spike growth around this guy.
Okay.
So him and anyone around him is gonna take damage anytime they move.
Perfect.
Also, Anthony, as a reminder, because I'm raging, I have that like cloud of the sandstorm, so I'm trying to like isolate myself from the group and like punch forward.
That tracks.
Thanks.
I like a physical manifestation of the cloud of separation that Asher carries around him always.
I
There's
rolled
just Darude playing in the background.
39 damage total from 2 attacks, and my D100 is 12. I don't know what's good or bad. We're certainly gonna find out.
Okay.
Gebetto motions to one of the pit fighters that's still left, who puts out 10 fingers and like leaps him into the air for him to like flying stab at this gigantic monster.
Okay.
He hits for 47 damage.
Nice.
Yo, am I dead?
I'm just trying to finish this video game, so if I'm dead,
Yeah. Am I dead?
No, you need to be making. No, you are not dead. You are clinging to life in your torn apart form.
I got ripped in half.
So he's more like a worm than he is a snake. You cut him in as many pieces as you want. It's still alive.
Oh, there's a chance that he might be 2 now.
Blood and
Yeah, you need to
bath.
play
He
2
might have-
bloodbaths.
He was a Hydra all along.
That's
I think
how
you're
snakes work, as far as I'm concerned.
great. That's what we'll do. Then. Go ahead and make an attack, Bryce.
I'm
Make 2
snakes-
attacks.
I'm 2 snakes that are half as giant as I was.
Yeah, and one of them doesn't have a head, so
Yeah.
you can like thrash with your tail. But the other one,
Just gonna hit some numeratins. Like,
One of them squeezes, the other one bites.
I like to imagine that Red Bridge was like, bloodbath, go! And then some guy's just like, I'm a snake. I'm a snake. Here I come. It's me. I'm a snake.
Yeah, like she had written a letter like, okay, I need to get Bloodbath to show up, and then Bloodbath shows up. She's like, what the fuck?
I just like to imagine she was like, Bloodbath, be here at 8. It's going to happen at 8. And then at like 8:59, she was like, all right, now it's time for the battle.
All right, I get it. Where are my attacks at? What do we got?
24.
Okay. You can...
34 damage for Kath.
Great.
I rolled a 2 and a 20.
All right, so I think the creature is now wound up in your second half, which is doing a great job squeezing onto this creature and keeping him stumbling. He stumbles over the spike growth, taking damage from Jator's spell. And then behind you, a giant blast of shadow energy blows back, like the whole back rank of this army, just like launches them into the air as these explosions of shadow start to pop up inside like your ranks, thinning the numbers significantly. The creatures flying above have mostly been dealt with, and the spellcasters turn their attention to the armies at the side while you guys focus on this giant creature blocking the path. But that creature begins to smash down into the group, like spraying people off. It's not attacking individuals like on it. Those people are just on it. But like it's smashing at the front ranks of the group. Jennuvera, the line is almost like to you now as this push forward has contracted significantly. So give me another round of attacks.
I want to try to jump onto it and do my attacks there.
Okay.
It's ignoring the people on it.
That's right. That's a good strategy.
So that's a 22 athletics to get on it.
Perfect.
And
That works.
that's 34 damage from Jator.
48
Okay.
from Kath.
36 from Asher.
Yeah, Gebetto slides behind and sticks the monster in the heel, like trying to Achilles heel him. I don't know if shadow monsters have Achilles heels, but he's giving it a hell of a stab. 41 damage.
Well, Achilles did. He was a shadow monster. Everyone knows that.
Not wrong.
It's a little, yeah, I mean, a widely known fact about Achilles. Just a giant
I
shadow
never read
monster.
the book. I just saw the movie.
Okay.
39 for Jennuvera right now, and then another 13 in a minute
But
Okay.
not now.
on its turn.
I see. Okay, so it takes another 13 then. Okay, so the creature begins to attack again, swinging down into this group in front of you. Jennuvera, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit, this is what I was trying to avoid in the first place. Saving?
Yes.
10.
Oh boy. So it slams a huge fist down into the ground, and the ground like sprays back, and you get launched backwards into the group behind you. The army is constricting. Your group is getting like smaller and smaller as you try to push your way through on this. From behind, trying to reopen that line, blasts of shadow energy start ripping into the creatures behind you as Vaisong brings a group of people from the Seekers of Shadow to start tearing into the line. Asher, you feel like a pull on that orb that you're carrying. Like there is a almost like a warmth to it as they draw energy to tear into these creatures.
I'm raging, and would I be able to take that orb of shadow? Nope, never mind. I don't want to do that. That seems like a bad idea. I was going to try and smash it, but maybe not. Set off a shadow nuke in a bunch of shadow creatures. This is a bad idea.
Yeah, just ignoring your first instinct feels best.
Asher's learned. He now does his second instinct, which is punch. And he does more.
Okay, great. Sure. So give me attacks again.
$23 and 15 on the D100s. Oh wait, yeah, no, 23.
How about you, Bloodbath?
What do you want?
Make an attack. Make 2 attacks since you've got 2 parts.
Oh, okay.
Jator? You're still on its back, right?
Yeah. So, not great. Not great. That's 27 points of damage this round.
Okay.
Yeah, Jebeddo's still at its heel, still stabbing in. 52 this time.
Okay.
34 from Keth.
Okay.
42 now, 14 in a minute.
Beautiful.
I rolled a 15 and a 6.
So I think Bloodbath does sink in with his teeth on that.
Yeah.
You're gonna...
It's a poisonous snake. I don't know if I've made that clear.
Well, sadly, he resists your poison. But you do have a big...
It's fine. It's a long... It's like it takes a while to kick in anyway. So.
So you're not sure. You feel like you did it, I guess.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, which is comforting for me.
Okay. The shadow creature, with the attacks coming in on it, it like drops to a knee, and then it splits apart into 2 of these
like
creatures.
Bloodbath.
Like me. Now he's just copying my shit.
Dude, a good gimmick is a good gimmick, man.
I
You
guess.
can't fault a guy.
Gimmick infringement from the shadow monster as it rises up as now 2 shadow monsters begin pounding this front line. More and more of your army is falling behind you. Things are looking dire. And then, on the hills behind the group, you see 1,000 bodies rise up over the edge of the mountain in dark cloaks, leathers pulled tight, and an opening happens. And out of it trots a goblin mounting a battle raccoon. The raccoon brays, and the goblin raises his rapier to the sky, and he shouts a goblin screech, and they charge in. And then, as they smash into the back of the line, pushing towards you, Poxon and the thieves of the Thieves Guild in Emberfall begin to push their way forward, following their king of thieves, mounted in combat.
What?
Never fear! Poxon is here!
Oh no, we're doing okay, thank you.
Never mind, let's go!
Jennifer, what did you... No, Poxon, come back.
But we definitely need you. She's real salty. She became High Queen last night. And,
Yeah. So anyway,
You see a big earth elemental wink at you, Poxin, right as Knight says became queen.
ew, why?
You didn't kiss and tell, so I will make up the details. That was gross. I'm sorry, everyone.
All right. Poxin,
No, I accept your apology.
Poxin, are you leaving?
Oh no, Poxin will reach into his satchel and pull out 2 glowing orbs. And at the giant monster, Poxin says a goblin prayer as he launches these light balls into the shadow monsters. The ones that split into 2, he double throws them into them.
Yeah, using the same magically infused cores that you were once stealing from the King of Thieves. Now
Borrowing.
yourself. You returned
Borrowing
them.
from myself.
You launch these spheres of light into the creatures, and like a implosion of shadow, they just like right down into these orbs of light, and they're gone. Those two, the people who were on them, just fall to the ground. Bloodbath and bloodbath included, hit the ground.
Holy shit!
Nice, we got him.
Many Pennies. It's good to see you, Jennuvera.
Hey, Poxin, thank
I bow
you.
on top of Jude, my battle raccoon.
Oh, and she gives a little like half bow back.
The
King
enemy
of
of my
Thieves.
enemy is my friend. I fight not for you, but for my guild, my family. A safe Emberfall is all that we need. So tonight,
Well,
we fight as one.
We're glad you're here.
Wow,
Redbridge leans in. She says, "You know, it's kind of wild. He's been doing a really good job in the short time he's been over there. Like they've really like cleaned up over there."
Yeah, it's weird how I would have been a great king.
Okay, this is not even a little bit my fault. It's misplaced anger. Be mad at Asher.
Jennuvera, I am no longer angry at you because I have found my family. Being the king of
good.
thieves, though, is just a title. I am the leader of this rat pack of people. And together, we are strong. Together, we are one. Together, we fight.
So roll an attack roll for 1 for the whole group.
How about a 17?
Okay, go ahead and roll some damage and multiply it by 1,000.
I'm going to roll a
So, Gebetto looks at Asher as like a gigantic rock thing, and he's like, "Man, you're right. An inspiring speech from the king would have been fucking awesome. That was really good."
900.
Wait, multiply it by 1,000 and you got 900?
Oh, that checks out. Adventure Incorporated math.
So I rolled a 90, so 9,000? Right?
90,000.
You rolled a 0.9.
90,000.
Yeah, sounds like 90,000 to me.
I mean, this is Adventure Inc.
You know,
so
the education inside me. I was just gifted from Horton. He left me a good cliff notes on how to run things. You know, listen, we don't have the greatest education, but what we do have is universal health care, stock options, child care if needed, a match 401k, and you know what? Education kind of just slid down the list. I'm sorry.
Good job.
We'll get there once this literal war is over.
Poxin just bursts out to Les Mis.
If Poxin, if there's opportunities for remote war when this is all over, let's talk.
Everyone give me 1 more round of attacks.
I would like to pick up 2 lizard folk as a giant earth elemental and smash them into shadow creatures, if that's possible. Just kind of.
All right.
Do I have to make any save for that, or is it just is it cool enough that it just succeeds?
Make an attack, and if it happens, it happens.
Oh,
I guess.
that's a nat 20, baby!
Oh yeah, you slam the fuck out of those guys. Bloodbath's gonna hit you up for a job later.
24. So it would be 20. That attack would be 12 times 2, and then 24. So 36.
Okay,
total.
great. Okay.
36 now, 15 in a sec.
45 all at once.
45 now, none later.
31, like, spread over a few.
Over a small amount of time.
Compounding damage.
18,000. Dealt all at once.
And with that
To
final
one person.
influx.
I like the idea of just everyone stabbing at the same time.
1,000 swords all
Fuck
at
you,
once.
Gary! And he's dead. That's for not
Stab
returning my
together.
DVDs, you dick.
Poxon's Thieves Guild is what, a Roman legion? To all stab at once?
Oh, I
Told
didn't
you I
notice
wanted to
that
watch it.
Jatter was here. Hello, Jatter.
Yes, hello again. Pleased to see you.
Are you still hunting humans?
Yes, and goblins too.
Oh, good. Good luck.
Good thing today is today and not another day.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, we'll make an appointment. We'll be very nice.
The last few with that influx of 18,000 damage.
I didn't go.
Oh yeah.
18,001.
Oh, no, he
No.
missed twice.
Hold on, guys. Come on, okay? I rolled a 4 and a 5.
Oh.
Bloodbath.
Look, all I'm saying is let me help, you know?
The last of the armies that remains push, and the lot of you push your way up to the gates of Adventure Incorporated, and as you push open the gate to the compound, a wave of shadow pours out, just pushing every piece of the army, their armies, your armies. Everything but the four of you is just driven backwards. For the four of you, I need charisma saving throws. I think Redbridge scoops up one piece of Bloodbath. She's not ready to let him go.
No one is.
With the shadow magic, does Keth get any benefit for now? Right now,
Because of the armor,
Because he's wearing the armor.
You will make a saving throw.
sure.
right? No. 18.
26.
30.
What'd you get, Keth?
Natural one.
I'm so glad we
This
gave
is
him
why
the
we gave
magic
him the
armor.
magic armor.
So
What sucks is I spent a point of key to re-roll it, and then kept that second result.
you got a 1 twice in a row?
No, I
Hold
got
on,
a
a double
5, and then I was like, oh, I can do better than that. And then I got a 1.
Okay. So that was
the
off your
most
key.
Kef thing to do.
Cool.
Once again, Keth, as this shadow washes over you, you feel that crack on your spirit again. You feel it push, although this time that crack is immediately filled with this force that is pressing against you. And you can feel that shadow touch deep into your spirit. Just a bit, just a small amount let in, but you can already feel it working against what you already have in your spirit, which is that power of vampirism touching against your soul. The rest of the army is pushed far back as the waves of shadow begin to push faster and faster from here. The waves of shadow come pouring off of the Avatar of Shadow, who lands down into the center of the courtyard beyond this gate. And it is the four of you squaring face to face with the Dragon of Shadow.
I assume there's nothing to talk about. So do we just roll initiative now?
Hell
Go for
yeah.
I don't know if you wanted to talk amongst yourselves, but you don't have to.
No,
Like, I don't feel like there's anything to fucking say. The dragon lands, and we, like, look at each other and nod, right?
Yeah.
And then we fucking do it.
Great,
All right.
do it.
Yeah.
I rolled a 6.
Keth does say fuck.
That's what I
so,
did.
Like he.
All right, Asher rolled a
16.
6. 16 for Jennuvera.
That is a 21
I
for
don't know what
Gebetto.
he's doing. That's a video.
Kath, what did you roll?
20.
None of these are the dice I need. There we go. Okay. So, Gebetto, you're first. Again.
Yeah, there's nobody close, huh?
So I would say that the four of you close the distance together to this creature who is essentially just in the courtyard. The dragon is before you, but there is so much shadow power just radiating off of him that he is everywhere and nowhere. This just is shadow incarnate.
Great. Gebetto puts a hand on the hilt of the sword behind him
Okay.
and casts Fire Shield on himself. So light beams out, bright light within 10 feet. He develops a resistance to fire, and when he's hit by a melee attack, the person who hit him takes 2d8 fire damage.
Neat.
Okay. Yeah, you start to glow brightly.
Yeah.
Cool. Keth, it's your turn.
and- Yeah, and then he waits for anything else to happen.
Keth, it's your turn.
All right. Keth casts Fortune's
Oh.
Favor on all
No,
three.
Keth does not.
Keth
Keth-
attempts to.
Keth goes to reach to magic, and he feels the spell, the magic armor that he is wearing,
fair.
suck the energy away.
Keth wastes a little bit of time and runs up and smashes the creature.
You feel before you even begin to channel the spell that
Sure.
it's pulling into the armor.
I feel memory of what the current events. My lowest is a.
Sorry, you wasted all that time looking up divination spells.
right? I was sitting there like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Spells are fun. Maybe I'll play a caster the next time.
I'm glad that armor really helped you not be affected by shadow.
I mean, it really saved his ass compared
That's
to what
fair.
it could have been.
Keth hits for 45 damage. Boom.
Nice.
Okay.
And doesn't disengage.
Okay.
He's like, hey, look at me.
A wave of shadow blasts off the creature again. Everyone give me a wisdom saving throw.
You all
this
have
time.
advantage on it because of the feast that I forgot about.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
I could
could've
have
used that
also, and I
earlier.
forgot about it completely. Woo, I'm glad I did, because in an alternate universe, I died.
Same. 16 for me.
33.
23 for
Feel pretty
Kev.
good.
24 for Gebetto.
Jennuvera, you take 15 shadow damage.
Okay.
And then the dragon lifts back and just lets loose a torrent of shadow from its mouth. Like a breath of shadow that pours out over the four of you as well. I'm going to need con saves.
Well,
How about this
Nope.
one, Asher?
15.
22.
26.
16.
So Asher and Keth, you take 17 shadow damage. Asher, you get that same feeling, just as Jennuvera did, that this shadow has lingered on you. Keth, you do not. It seems as though
Okay.
the armor has absorbed the lingering shadow that would normally affect you every round.
Cool.
Okay. So now it is the dragon also takes a swing with his claw, like trying to rend down at someone nearby. So I'm going to say
Is it Gebetto?
It's not me because I'm not nearby.
I mean, you're all
It's
nearby.
only Keth.
Keth is who he attacks, though.
Keth has a sanctuary up. He's got a wisdom saving throw of 19.
So, okay. To attack you?
Yeah, or he has to attack somebody else, which isn't great.
Well, he failed, so he attacks somebody else. So he attacks Gebetto instead.
I was just like, this is not great.
Good thing you put that armor on him.
I know, honestly.
So, Gebetto, it misses you, however, as it swings in with its claw. Barely, but it misses. Jennuvera, it's your turn.
Okay, so I just want you to know I have spent the last 5 minutes working on rolling damage for this spell. So because I didn't want to take up too much time, and I'm still gonna take up too much time, and I'm so sorry. I was trying so hard.
No, that is exciting.
So Jennuvera calls down just like throws her hands out, and a swarm of meteors just like fill the sky and all plummet into this shadow creature.
So I assume you're using enchantment?
No.
Oh, you can just do Meteor Storm
I can
now?
just cast this.
Level 17, baby!
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that would have been useful before too. I don't know. But it's good. I'm
Why
excited.
would I can't? I can only do it once. Why would I do it on 5? 38. I'm so sorry.
No, you're all right.
You're fine. I'm so sorry. This does so much damage.
This is
Well, I
really
guess the game's over now.
All right. Well, I guess we won.
Well, it's just because I only have
keep
to
on
use
adding.
one sorcery point to re-roll.
Just keep on
What?
adding, please.
Sorry, that was rude. Apologies.
Yeah. Keth wants to make his 9 attacks. Can you please...
Oh, I guess I should tell you he has to take he makes a dexterity saving throw.
He fails.
Oh, hell yeah! He takes 172 damage.
Yeah!
Fuck yeah.
That's a lot of addition.
Yeah, with like 5
Well,
dice,
because
right?
I have my reroll,
Oh shit!
but I only have to use 1 sorcery point because it's the spell, but I only have 15 d6s. So that's why it took so long, because I had to
Did you
roll
How many
15,
d6s is it total?
I mean,
Huh?
divide.
How many dice do you actually roll?
40 d6.
That's cool.
Okay. Jennuvera, can you please make a charisma saving throw? I'm sorry, a wisdom saving throw.
Well, can I do charisma instead?
No, not for this one.
19.
Okay.
19 flat.
You feel like you take 15 shadow damage.
You feel like you take 15 shadow damage.
You do take 15 shadow damage, but you feel like you have staved away the effects.
Right.
Asher, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use a 6th level evocation spell known as Sunbeam. I'm gonna get all Iron Man on this guy. He has to make a con save.
That is a failed con save.
Hey, that's good. he takes 18, 26, 27, 35 radiant damage and is blinded.
Okay.
And then and I can do it again next turn. And if he's undead or an ooze, he has disadvantage.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
I will. At advantage, it is 25.
Okay, you take 17 shadow damage, and then you feel like you've pushed away the effects as well.
Great. And is anyone hurting for health at all at the moment?
No.
I mean, I'm at like 72,
Out of
109.
okay, save it for later.
Yeah.
The shadow creature lets out like a scream of power. You feel like reverberate inside of you, and you hear that voice that you have heard from creatures of shadow before as it reverberates in your mind.
You are too late. Shadow has already fallen on this land. I own everything you see, and all will be shadow.
Jebeddo, it's your turn.
Jebeddo takes a sip from Gillick's flask. He tosses it to Asher, who's nearby. Looks up and goes, "This one's for you, buddy." As a bonus action, he casts Staggering Smite on his charge toward the creature.
Okay.
Neat.
And that is a 21 to hit.
Okay, that hits.
So I do that, and then Staggering Smite, I deal an extra 4d6 psychic damage. And also it has to make a wisdom save. So I roll my 8d8 plus 4d6 plus the 1d8 for my weapon plus the 1d8 lightning damage. So give me a minute.
What's the wisdom save DC?
It is 19.
Okay.
Also, because it's blinded, you have a advantage against it, by the way.
Oh.
Just for those crits.
Steph, will you look at this dice because I just rolled it?
Yep.
That is a natural 20. Jebeddo does 165 points of damage.
Yeah.
As my swishy sinks into this dragon and light explodes from the tip into the body of the dragon.
Okay. It roars back with a wave of shadow power that blasts off of it. So everyone go ahead and make con saving throws.
God damn it.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nice.
Hey. 17. Ooh, nope. 19.
$21.
13.
So Asher and Keth, you take 15 shadow damage.
At 19, I still take it?
Yep.
Okay.
It seems like the intensity of the shadow power coming off of it is increasing as the attacks come.
It does
Oh, did it?
seem that way.
Did it fail its whiz save, by the way? Of 19?
What is the DC? 19? No, it
yeah.
did not fail the whiz save.
Fuck, okay.
Keth, it's your turn.
Keth's gonna go all out swinging, spending key, and he gets 5 hits.
Okay.
And 89 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. 1 crit.
You guys are... I like that you pre-rolled all of the damage as well. What was the lowest AC you had there in the hits?
It was a 12, so 26.
Okay, fine.
Trying to steal some damage off him?
Or
Oh, you know.
27, sorry.
Had to make sure.
Does that change anything?
No, that's the wrong
Is that
direction to
good
change anything. Another wave of power washes off him. Everyone give me charisma saving throws.
At advantage.
$12. I'm not
18.
charismatic.
18.
15.
So you all take 20 shadow damage, except for Asher, who takes 35.
Oh!
Gebetto will use his reaction to half that.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, I am very bloodied.
Good thing you saved that heal.
I know. I'm changing my move entirely.
The dragon makes 2 claw attacks. One at Keth, which it tries. It does succeed the sanctuary to make an attack at Keth.
Okay.
So, but it fails the attack.
Yes!
And one at Jennuvera, which it hits.
Can Keth try to use his reaction to like jump in front of Jennuvera?
No.
I don't know.
That's like an actual skill you don't have.
That'd be a cool skill to have.
For 25 damage, Jennuvera. Shadow damage. So actually you take 45 shadow damage.
Ooh, okay.
It's the you can see a frantic look to this creature. It says,
What you are doing will do nothing. I am power untamed, unchecked. You cannot stop me.
Jennuvera, it's your turn.
Jennuvera uses her bonus action to channel all of her excess sorcery back into herself, and she calls down another swarm of meteors.
Whoa! Yeah.
And that is 176 damage.
Boom! Boom. Big boom.
I had 14 sorcery points left. It's 13 to buy back a 9th level spell. And then I had the 1 extra to boost those rerolls.
Damn.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw.
11 plus 23.
So you take 45 again.
I'm
Okay.
I'm
You
down.
drop unconscious. Obviously, the shadow falls off of you as you fall unconscious. Asher, it's your turn.
Okay. Son of a gun. Okay, well then that changes my move back to what I was gonna do, which is I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Everyone gets. Hold on, rolling.
Does it make it better if you exclude people? Like, can you?
No,
Okay.
I have to heal me and Jennuvera. So really,
No, I know. Like, I didn't know if like you have to split them evenly amongst your targets or whatever.
Oh no, that would be
Okay.
so much nicer. So it is. I didn't roll that great. 21. Everyone heals for 21.
Nice.
Including myself and Jennuvera.
So am I conscious?
You are. You're at 21 and awake
Okay.
and free of shadow.
Great.
That's the way to do it.
Asher, give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh, good lord. 5.
Take 15. Good heal you did.
Yeah, I know. I'm bad. I'm still I'm bleeding a lot.
Gebeddo, it's your turn.
Gebeddo uses his bonus action to toss one of his potions of healing to Asher. It is a 4d4 plus 4 potion of healing.
I don't have to roll a dex save to catch it, right?
No.
Okay, good. Because if in a hypothetical universe where I did, I missed.
And so sacrificing his chance to make an attack at advantage, he'll go ahead and make this attack at not advantage.
It's still blind. No, it's not. Because I didn't sunbeam it.
So that is a 31 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Let me take these D6s out of the way. Oh, that's terrible. 30 damage.
Sure.
Everything feels so small next to 100.
I rolled 5 1s and 2 2s out of 10 dice.
And yet,
that sucks.
you step forward with the blade, you stab in. You can feel in that moment the state that this shadow is in, and for an instant around the four of you, there is like a freezing of this space. You can feel the last piece of that ritual click into place. The last thing that needs to happen to seal this creature away. And you know now the piece that she was hiding from you. The plane, the prison that you have built, it will contain the creature, but not in its unchecked form of power. What this ritual does will bind the creature to one of you. And that form is what will be sealed away. And between the four of you, you now must make a choice of which will carry this burden, bound to shadow and locked away forever.
Hey, Rix. I mean...
Each of you feel the pulses within you, the pulses of the elemental plane, the pulses of the material plane, the pulses of arcane, of celestial, of fey, and of shadow.
Keth starts to shed his armor.
Around you, the shadow swirls in an intricate pattern. It's like beyond this ritual, beyond this space, the world is moving slowly. You are given this space to make a choice and to say goodbye.
Y'all, my soul has been cracked yet again here. The shadow seeped in somewhere. It's already attached to me. I think it should be me.
This isn't the end for you, though. You are connected to a people where you can ascend to godhood, Keth. You can't just give that up. Like, your story is just starting.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it ends here. I think, Jennuvera, you broke the link to Shadow from your people, right? You're not connected as you were to Shadow. Jebeddo and Asher, the Shadow Lord, has touched you, but he hasn't taken hold. I don't know if I can stay in this world after this and be a part of it in any meaningful way. I think I feel broken. I'll do this for everybody. Please, I can do this.
I had so many scams I wanted to run with you when this was all over.
What am I gonna wear ever? You know? We need you.
I've written down all of my knowledge on fashion in my room. Just for such an occasion.
I can't tell if that's a joke, Keth, but I don't think it is.
I have some great ideas, Jennuvera. I was honestly planning your wedding for many years, but I didn't have the time to go back and... No.
Speaking of, who do I have to return that dress to?
Oh, about that. I'm not telling you that.
Jebeddo smiles so fucking big. He's put it together. He looks at Jennuvera. You know, I heard it's yours to keep.
That sounds dangerous. But I trust Keth.
Yeah, they did not want the dress back, but Clyde is going to have to provide some stuff down the road, but it's not important right now. You'll deal with that later. But we got this right now. I think it makes sense. I think this armor, he looks at the ground, and maybe this can be helpful down the road. I don't know. So I should leave it here.
It's really fucking ironic that we gave it to you.
And then you're gonna. Why don't
and
you
then
bring
you're
it
gonna
with
fucking
you?
go away.
Bring it with you.
No, don't. A, don't bring it with you. We need that shit. B, did you know you were gonna do this all along?
Maybe a part of me. I feel like I was so reckless earlier for no. Maybe I knew that this was the end.
And you were pushing to find out, like to have all this documented so that everybody knew.
Maybe.
Keth.
Maybe. but we can end this for a little bit at least. But like I said, don't make somebody else do all the same bullshit that we went through. Just we accomplished so much, we gained so much knowledge. Don't let it be lost. That's one thing I'll ask of you.
Asher takes a step forward. Keth, we're bonded forever. If I die, you die, and if you die, I die. And that's how it will be forever. And I trust you with my life, and I don't care if it makes sense. I'm just going to miss you. I want you to have something. And he takes out Virilian's cards of casting. At least pull some pranks on this bastard.
Honestly, I think maybe a deck of cards would be a good thing to have.
They're not
where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but play solitaire with them. Trust me.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's going to be a lot of fun. And he goes in for a big hug.
Yeah, Keth embraces him. I'm gonna miss you too, brother.
Fucking hate that you're right.
Jennuvera pulls a book out of her bag. I have a present for you two. Is this? I guess it feels weird. It's like going away presents. But I've been working on this for a while. This is our story from the time we met. I didn't get a chance to write the past couple hours in. So it's up until the wedding's in there though.
She went back from her wedding and wrote.
That's how she spent the night.
Yeah. Duh. It's everything from when I met you guys up until now-ish. And I'll write another one. Finish it out, but if you need a little light reading...
Yeah, this is
then
perfect.
we're all with you.
This is perfect.
Gebetto grabs onto the back of his shirt and hops up into the Gebetto holster. Puts both of his arms around his shoulder.
Hey.
And he just leans in. Hey, bud. I'm not going to give you anything. We both know you're not going to take it with you. But I just wanted to feel this again. And he just squeezes him real good.
Keth chuckles a little bit and passes hand that's over his shoulders and lets him down. Says,
one last time, letting me down.
well, hopefully after this is all over, you'll feel that one more time. No.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
I don't know,
man.
right? What if this isn't what we're supposed to do? Shit. Well, I think we did it. This could be our win. This could be our win.
Did we finally finish that list? That 20 item long list?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jennuvera?
Yeah. Jennuvera holds out a notebook and everything's crossed
I can't
off.
read this, but I believe you.
How about you cross off that last one there, Jennuvera?
Why don't you do it, Keth?
Okay.
It feels really nice to check things off a list.
Yeah. You always seem so satisfied. Keth goes to take it and big old check mark right next to it, crossing it off. So, yeah, I'll maybe see you later. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how this works.
Well, if you left direct instructions to open the prison, maybe some
Sooner rather than.
bad guy will find you.
Then I'll have somebody to fight. There we go.
Keth, we love you.
I love y'all. And
Yeah.
just be happy. Just live your lives. Just hand off all this responsibility to somebody else. The mantle, we fucking did it. We did it. Keth steps back, turns around.
Around you, the shadow catches up with time, and you are standing before the creature, roaring loudly. And Keth, you begin to glow with the light of this ritual. The choice locked in, you step forward toward the shadow, and it is drawn to you like you are a beacon. And every scrap of shadow that is drawn to you, you feel filling up inside you. But this ritual, it's like it makes the part of your spirit where this shadow is going grow and expand. You can feel the celestial energy growing that part of you. And you can feel yourself transform. And you can feel that stasis that you are imposing right itself over the scraps of shadow that are pouring in. You rise into the air, the shadow swirling overhead. And you draw it closer and closer into you. And from outside, this seems to happen in moments as you watch Keth lift up into the swirling cyclone of shadow. And as it is drawn upward and away, up to the cloud above, it all sucks into a single point, a flash of light that blasts over everything. And they are both gone. And the shadow was pressing down upon you, smothering hope. It's gone too. The sun breaks out from behind a cloud. Blue skies overhead. As the smoldering remains of Adventure Incorporated lie around you. The day is won. At a great personal cost to those who strike the final blows. To the heroes, the champions of a world that will never truly know what it lost.
The sound of bacon on a cast iron pan and the smell of coffee wafts up to the room of Gebeddo Funkin. Once you stumble, Shadow Walker, Knackle Timber Shivers. He's not in bed. In the center of sail, Gebeddo is leading a small group of children in a series of exercises, stretches, and jumps from platform to platform in an obstacle course built from the ruins and the wreckage of giants, of fire elementals, of disaster after disaster that threaten New Merida. Penelope comes by to check on the day's activities. And so the most important thing that you got to remember, kids, you can never let a noble think that they've got the upper hand. Because they'll do all sorts of crazy shit if you just give them the second. If you just give them a second of feeling uncomfortable.
Gebeddo!
Oh, what I meant to say was, children, you never want to give a noble even a second. He smiles at Penelope. He winks. Yes, Ms. Harwell?
I don't know if that's the message you want to be sending to your little brigade you have here, but at least clean up the language next time, please.
I suppose you're right. All right, kids. Repeat after me. I'm sorry.
You hear a chorus. Yeah.
I'm
sorry. What? What'd you say? Sorry. I'm sorry. He said I'm sorry.
He said,
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Listen.
I'm sorry.
All right, kids. All right. All
Shit,
right.
I'm sorry.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
We're done. Go. Gebeddo, come here.
My turn on the giant magma slide. Whee!
Penelope, I know things are different, but I really appreciate you welcoming me back.
You'll always be welcome here, Gebeddo. This is your home. And after everything that you've done for us, both that the people in this town understand and the things well beyond their understanding, you will always have a place here, as long as you're happy.
Gebeddo strokes his long, graying beard and says, I've been thinking it might be time for one more.
She smiles and she says, well, if you've got room for another, I'd be happy to go with you.
He nods.
Asher is in a circle of elders of the Noku, who have stayed after the tribe split all those years ago. And at his right side is his sister, who is helping him guide the tribe, which he has reluctantly returned to. Yeah, I think we should just kill more lizard folk. I don't really know why this is a discussion. They're still a problem, and we can't let them not be a problem. I don't care if we don't own the lands. It's fine.
It is not our fight to fight.
Why not? A lot of things haven't been our fight to fight for a long time. Why don't we make it our fight? Why don't we do the right thing? We can be nomads. We can also be a nation. We don't just have to be something that wanders because we don't have any other option. We can be the proud family that we want to be. And we can protect our own.
The assembled nod, and the partitioner who brought this before you bows his head. He says, in your wisdom, elder, we will do as you say. And he steps away. Behind him steps up the next person seeking guidance. In a long robe, face covered by a hood. He raises his head and looks to you. And staring back at you is a familiar mask of white with no discernible features.
Hello? You seem familiar.
The mendicant looks at you and says,
We're not trying to buy anything.
No, I'm not here to buy or sell. I am here to collect.
Oh. And he pulls out a coin. The coin that he took from the mendicants, I think. And he flips it to him.
He catches it. He looks at it. He puts it in his pocket. And he withdraws a mask that he lays on the table in front of you.
Asher picks it up
You
and
swore.
inspects.
You swore an oath to me. It is time you join, brother. And he turns and he walks away.
Well, he looks over at his sister. He looks back and he says, I guess it's time for me to disappear for another 1,000 years. See you.
She nods.
I'm sure I'll figure this one out.
No, I think that if you push these over to the left shelf, and then I just think that if they're arranged by region instead of just like, it's like a subsection of, so we have the.
I mean, that's literally
historical-
how we had it, J'nnuvera. Like literally a day ago. That's no. I'll do it though. I'm like totally. That's totally fine. We can definitely move it.
Okay. All right. So, I was just. It just feels off, and everything has to be perfect today. So just. Okay. I guess we can move it back after the ceremony. That's fine. Yeah. No, it's fine. We can just. I was just thinking. It
J'nnuvera.
just makes sense.
It's gonna be okay.
Yeah. No. It's gonna be. Good.
It's gonna be
There
okay.
is a. There's a crash from somewhere upstairs. MulliganKeth Harper, Valgillic Harper, you get your butts down here right now.
They come running in.
Okay. All right. You have you look fine. You look fine. What are some wrinkles? Nobody's gonna notice. Just tug your shirts down a little bit. Tug them, like, stretch them down a little bit.
Mom.
No, it's just so you look nice, and we have to go.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Come on.
All right, that's fine. All right, whatever.
Big smiles. Everything is gonna be Okay. So the Harper clan, Clyde, J'nnuvera, Ingir, and Thal get in a carriage and head on over to the center of Mokamara, where a crowd has gathered in the mid-morning. They probably should have been there earlier, but, life with 2 kids, am I right? And so they pull up, and, Constance, I'm so glad. Everything's good, everything's ready, everything's fine.
Everything is fine, J'nnuvera. Everything is taken care of.
Did you get those big scissors?
Yeah, we got the big scissors.
Okay, because I was thinking about it, and I didn't put in the order for the big scissors.
Yeah,
so
we got the big scissors. I don't think we need to do the big scissors, but we got the big scissors anyway.
Why wouldn't we have to do the? Did no one put out the ribbon?
No, we've got it all taken care of, J'nnuvera. We've got it all taken care of. Okay,
Okay.
It's all gonna be good.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean I trust you, obviously. So J'nnuvera kind of goes up. They park in the parking lot. I don't know.
The carriage parking lot.
Carriage parking lot.
You
she
park
goes
next
up.
to a familiar carriage with 2 beautiful horses.
Hey, Evan.
Oh, so excited for today's festivities. Can't wait.
Toasting early. Huh?
To your health.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for being here. So she is going to grab both of her kids' hands, and they're going to walk up over the hill to the newly built compound of Adventure Incorporated for the reopening ribbon cutting ceremony. And Jennuvera will stand up in front of the crowd, in front of the ribbon that is definitely there.
Yep.
It's there, right?
There is a ribbon. It's,
Okay.
Clug is like standing right behind the ribbon on the other side.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Jennuvera, warrior Dargendrian Harper, and it's so wonderful that you're all here with us today.
Clyde claps.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bandy claps.
Yeah. I hope I can get my job back.
It's been a long road of rebuilding, but we couldn't have done it without the most important people around us. This company is full of the greatest people this whole world has ever known. I wrote a speech. I don't know why I'm not just reading it. I just felt like off the cuff, and then it would be fine.
Redbridge leans in like, cut the ribbon, please. Just cut the ribbon.
Okay. Here today we remember everyone we've lost and everyone that we have yet to gain in this family of Adventure Incorporated.
You cut the ribbon and
She cuts the ribbon.
you cut the ribbon and Clyde steps up. That was an amazing speech.
Thank you. I had the whole thing written, and then I was like, I'll wing it. I can wing it.
No,
I can wing things.
That was the best.
Thanks.
Time in this place is difficult for you to truly understand. You sit in eternity. Days, hours, weeks, months, years, they stretch and they contract around you. And you can feel this place changing constantly, pushing back on you, containing you, and at your heart, a beating, pulsing rage, a desire for nothing more than to break free, to unleash yourself upon the world. You take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. A cage within a cage. You are the last line of defense that people don't even know they have. And you smile.
Serious business.